What's going on, everyone? Week 9 in the NFL season has concluded. I'm recording this on Tuesday morning, so it's all fresh in my brain. What a week of football. What a week of football. Let's break it down. The Jets beat the Texans. It's a pick that I got wrong. The Texans have an offensive line problem now. CJ Stroud has no time. Maybe it has something to do with that quintessential sophomore slump, but when any quarterback's under pressure like that, it's hard to perform. They have a problem. That was a big win for the Jets. Does it put them back into contention? Absolutely not. They have to be consistent. They're in a zero-sum game now where they need to win all the time. But that's a good start for them. The Falcons beat the Cowboys. I'm going to say it. The Cowboys are done. It looks like Dak's going to miss some time. They are bad, and I'm going to eat a little bit of crow because I wasn't a Falcons believer. I'm starting to believe. Kirk Cousins has that team going. They're working Bijan a little bit more, Drake London, players like that they need to have more involvement from. And then Mooney is always making 2 or 3 awesome catches per game. But the Cowboys are in trouble. The Falcons are rolling. I told y'all that the Broncos were frauds. Stop with the Bo Nix crap. Stop it. Stop it now. They play any team that matters and they're going to get their asses kicked. Period. Stop it. Now, the Broncos are trash. Stop. The Ravens, they needed that one. That was a get-back game for them, and they took it to a team that they should be beating, right? But again, like I always say in the NFL, you can only play who's in front of you. Schedules are what they are. And they beat the tar out of a team that is lesser than them, period. The Bills played a tough division game. The Dolphins had opportunities to win that football game. But the Bills, once again, kind of manned up a little bit and made sure they got that W. That was a good win for them. Good win. The Saints, why did I pick them? Oh, that's right, because they were playing the Panthers, and then the Panthers beat them. The Saints are trash. I know they have a ton of injuries. That injury to Chris Olave was terrible. I hope he has a speedy recovery. But in a game that probably no one wanted to be watching, the Falcons went out there and got a win. I'm sorry, I said the Falcons. The Panthers went out there and got a win. Good for them. The Raiders are also trash, period. For all of my Raider fan friends, I'm from Los Angeles originally. I live in Phoenix. I have a lot of friends that are Raiders fans. They're trash. And Max Crosby is starting to chirp about how trash they are. The trade deadline is coming up. He might want out. The Bengals needed that game. Also, this one goes out to Joe Burrow. If you happen to come across this idiotic sports show, love your 5-touchdown performance. Why wasn't one of them to Jamar Chase? That ruined, not me, I didn't have parlays this week. That ruined a lot of people's parlays. But he threw 5 touchdowns. Good for him. That was amazing. The Chargers put it to the Browns. The Chargers have the number 1 defense in the league, and it showed. Herbert is putting it together. Quentin Johnston is starting to act like a guy who belongs. They are throwing the ball. They're running the ball. J.K. Dobbins came back home. He's an Ohio State guy. He's back in Ohio, and they did the job. I was really, really happy to see that as a Chargers fan. The Commanders beat the Giants in a pretty tough game. Those division games can always be wonky, but they went out there, they did the thing. Great performance from Jaden Daniels. Terry McLaurin, man, he's just that guy. They call him Scary Terry for a reason. The Titans get a win over the Patriots, and honestly, I believe the Patriots should have won this football game. It was close. They had opportunities and they just couldn't capitalize. Both of these teams are rebuilding, but good for the Titans going out there and getting a win. Good for them. Another team that I wasn't surprised that they won, but I was surprised at the way they won is the Cardinals out here in Arizona where I live. They are first in a division that is not very good. So there's that. With all the injuries on the other teams in the division, they are capitalizing on opportunities. Kyler Murray is leading that team. They're getting Marvin Harrison Jr. involved more. They're relying on James Conner, a couple other running backs as well. And they played a very, very good football game. I was very impressed with them this week. The Eagles went out there and beat a team that they should have been beating in the Jaguars. The Jaguars... I mean, I think we all thought they were done anyway. This might have just solidified it. Everyone likes to dump on Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if it's necessarily Trevor Lawrence's fault, but that's another loss for them, and they're just going downhill fast. They're probably looking for another draft pick to do nothing with. So, Lions beat the Packers in a really, really good game. Once again, Jared Goff continues to impress me. I don't think he's getting enough love in the MVP conversation. But they're able to run the ball with Gibbs and Montgomery. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have so many weapons that they are relatively healthy. If no team is fully healthy in week 9 of the NFL season, but the right guys for them on offense are healthy, they can win shootouts. And this game wasn't a shootout, but they can win shootouts. They have the pieces to do that, and that bodes well for them going forward. The Rams get a win over the Seahawks. The Seahawks, that was another close game. Once again, those division games could be could be something. But the Rams went out there, they did the thing, they got the right people involved, they were able to run the ball. Their screen pass game is always so impressive, and they did what they needed to do to stay competitive and to stay in a division that is going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Between 3 of the 4 teams, I think the Seahawks, if the Seahawks go on a run, they could get right back into it. They're not out of it. They're just at the bottom of it. The Vikings get a good win against a team they should be beating. Flacco had good moments, and then he had Flacco bad moments. And then Sam Darnold got the ball to the right people. Jordan Addison had a fantastic game. I think he kind of needed that. He was kind of in the background. Not that he's ever in the foreground, because Justin Jefferson is still that guy. But he's such a good number 2. And they spread the ball out very well. Darnold gets the ball to the people that he needs to get it to. Aaron Jones is a great piece for them, and that was a really, really good win for them. That was also kind of a get back for them to make sure they got back on track, and that was a very, very impressive win, and it was good to see them get that win. Of course, the Chiefs win in overtime. I do not understand why the Buccaneers did not go for 2. I get it. They played them tight the whole game. Their defense was very good. The Buccaneers defense was very good. They got to Mahomes several times. Vita Vea is a problem, man. He's so good. But come on, it's the Chiefs in overtime. And you saw Baker Mayfield's reaction. As soon as they lost the coin flip, he kind of went, oh, because he knew. Because he knew what was going to happen in regular season overtime. And that's exactly what happened. Patrick Mahomes matriculates the ball down the field. And I'll give Kareem Hunt a lot of credit, man. He looks like he never left that team, right? But Patrick does what Patrick does. They get away with an offsides call from their tackle like they do every game, right? They never get that called on them, or very rarely do they get it called on them. Blah, 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 blah. And the Chiefs win. The Chiefs do what the Chiefs do. Now, Patrick Mahomes played well overall. Their offensive line did not. Worthy was worth less today for probably really the first time this season. I think he had minus 10 yards total from scrimmage. Kelsey was great, and DeAndre Hopkins looked like a number 1 receiver. And that was the difference, right? The Buccaneers were in that football game without their 2 top receivers. So there's no moral victories in the NFL. That's not how it works, but the Buccaneers looked good. They look like they could still compete. Unfortunately, the Falcons are 3 games ahead of them now. But the Chiefs do what the Chiefs do. That is it for week 9, guys. I can't believe we're getting into double digits next week, and I will do a prediction video like I always do. Let me know down in the comments a couple things. 1, what do you guys think about NFL's regular season overtime rule? Should it be like college? Do you like it the way it is? Or what would you change about it? And 2, who's your favorite team? Thanks for joining me this week, guys, and I hope you guys have a great week 10. I'll see you guys next time.